Hi, and welcome to the Teamcpnz Quick Connect podcast, where you can stay informed, keep connected, and learn from one another along the way. I'm your team captain, Richard Greer, and on today's podcast, we're going to catch up with Rhys Bolton. Now, Rhys is a multisport athlete based out of Darfield. He's done it all, basically. He did his first marathon when he was 14 years old. He's been involved in the coast to coast for many years, done the longest day, a lot of ultra running under his belt, and he's a very accomplished paddler as well, knowing the Waimak River probably better than anyone else. But today's chat is about none of that at all. Today's catch up with Rhys is about his November challenge he's taken on for himself in the form of running. So Rhys is going to tell us about that challenge, the why, the how, and where he is at within that. Rhys, how are you getting on today?
Oh, good, Richard. Doing very, very well, thank you.
Yeah, good stuff. Hey, thank you so much for joining us. It's cool to be able to share your story, and I guess it's a bit about awareness of what you're up to and why you're doing it as well. So to get underway, do you want to tell us a little bit about this challenge and what you're looking to try and do?
Okay. In at work, we've got a lot of men, work at a big steel company, and we were trying to think of what we could do to raise awareness for men's health. So Movember was the perfect challenge. And we decided upon a marathon a day, which would put ultimately myself way outside any comfort zone I've ever had, and try and put myself in the same thoughts of people that are struggling, because as we all know, a marathon a day is a struggle. So we've been running around Hagley Park, doing 42 Ks a day to get people talking about men's health.
Yeah, that is a big job. You didn't think that half marathon was a struggle enough? Like, what was that's a fair way as well, per day.
Yeah, per day. In hindsight, a half marathon would have been nice, but it's not the way we think, is it? Most of us think that we need to open our comfort zones, and as an athlete, we want to push ourselves as far as we can.
I think that was one thing when you spoke to me a few weeks back around this, and you said that, well, I know I can kind of do a half marathon, so is it much of a challenge? I want something that I'm actually not sure I could actually achieve that, and therefore you chose the marathon, eh?
Yeah, that was a thought process, and it was working really well. The main goals, I guess, or main challenges we had were sleep deprived and nutrition, because we started early at sort of 3:30 in the morning, because I've still got a 10-hour work day. 3:30, and then I was getting home about 9:30 at night. So that was the main challenge, was getting the sleep and the nutrition right.
Okay, so you haven't let on to the full amount of what this challenge is actually about. Right, so you're running a marathon a day throughout November, but you're also going to work at the same time for 10 hours a day. So you've decided to split the marathon up into two half marathons. So do half in the morning before work, and then half in the evening after work, to be able to fit it in.
Yep, so that was correct, just to fit it in, and it actually makes it a wee bit more achievable.
Yeah, I guess it does. And in terms of others running with you, what's kind of the vibe been like out there? What are we now? We're sort of the 20th or so of November.
Yep. So the first week was really good. We had about 6 different people come and run the full half marathon with me. Through wearing the Team CP t-shirt, we've had a lot of people join in for 500 meters here and there, have a quick yarn, see what we're doing, really sort of help pick up the spirits when you're feeling a bit low. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, good. I guess that's the vibe of what you're trying to do around the men's mental health side of things. Actually, come and have a chat. Come and share your what the challenge is for you at the moment. That's kind of what it's all about at the end of the day, isn't it? And quite fun to hear that they're putting the old Team CP top on has allowed, I guess, a bit of a reason to have that first conversation.
Yeah. A lot of people running, as you might know, a lot of people talk a lot, and they bring the mood up. It's quite actually astonishing how many people run, and they're always happy when they run, but when they're sitting at home on the couch, they seem to find some sort of problem. So exercise is the key to being a bit more happy.
It does make a difference, doesn't it? Yeah. I think we're both sold on that anyway. We don't need to sell that to each other in terms of you're always better after a run, no matter how your day's been. But give us a bit more background in terms of this challenge. Why did you take it on board? You talked about mental health, but you've had a few challenges in the last few years as well, eh?
Yeah. About 5 years ago, with our introduction of COVID and the vaccine, I had a few challenges around the vaccine not liking my particular body, and I had some heart issues and some really, really bad health issues. So it sort of hit home with men's health and how low you can actually go when you take away your outs. And we all need to we all have struggles in life, every one of us, from the fittest of the fit and the most sorted through to people struggling to find their way. And with the exercise and a challenge, it seems to give you that clarification to pull out of those lows that you go into.
Yeah. So you're obviously fit as a fit, competing the longest day and doing that pretty consistently, etc. And then obviously you're pretty unwell. How did that affect you and your mental health?
My mental health went really low, actually, because just struggling with the day-to-day life. Everyone's got bills, kids, partners that have got different thoughts to us. So when you go for your exercise, it gives you time to reset. When you take that away, you seem to just dig yourself deeper and deeper in a hole. And sometimes it appears there's no way out. But getting back into it, starting with walking, starting with just something, it definitely helped me. But it's hard, and I mean very hard, to turn that around, because when you make friends with the couch, I use that as a term, sitting down. Once you've made friends with that couch, it's a hard friend to get rid of. And you very quickly put on weight, which makes things a struggle. So the more unfit you get, and then the more energy you lose, it makes that couch look more inviting, where it's actually getting off the couch and going for a walk that you need to do. So it is a struggle.
It's a spiral up and down, isn't it? One way or the other. And we do spiral, and it gets more and harder to get out of the further deep into it. But then to make that decision and have the support around you to kind of start to spiral up again, to make it easier and move in the right direction.
Correct. Yeah. Carry on.
Sorry. No, I was just going to ask what happened? What was the health issue that you had, if you're willing to share?
I had sort of heart issues that were caused by the vaccine. So the vaccine it wasn't a dead strain like a normal vaccine, and its cell created swelling, near my heart, which made it just everything feel heavy and hard, so just basically very hard time to get fit and very low on energy. And then it brings the symptoms of long COVID, I suppose, just feeling down all the time and flat. Just generally lots of aches and pains, no energy, and wanting to do nothing. And that's sort of the general thing.
So that's happened. You're back, you're setting yourself this challenge. What was your fitness like where were you at in terms of your running before you started this November challenge? Were you 3 times a week? Were you sort of running most days? Were you sort of, are you back to full health and fitness? Where are you at starting it?
Well, it was a group of friends that helped me out in about January to start me. We said we're going to do Old Ghost Road in March, which we went and done. And I went from doing nothing to starting, and we went and done that. And then that's pretty much when we set the goal.
Old Ghost, that feels like it's a bike ride to me, but did you run it? I feel like you've ran it.
No, we biked it. I was that unfit that I'd struggled to do an hour on the bike in January, and that's sort of 10 hours on the bike to get that done. So that was a huge goal in a couple of months.
Good on you.
And then from there on in, I started running, and I picked the Paparoa track that I was going to run. So I set a goal for that and done that in August. And that sort of set me up where I was running 4 to 5 times a week, and then back into a goal like this.
Yeah, fantastic. Good on you. So we talked about this, like you got into this, like first week, getting into the swing of things. Tell us how the month has unfolded. Where are you at the moment?
So the first week went pretty good. The first 2 half marathons were great. Marathon first day, second day felt a bit tired. Third day we had a lot of company and it picked me up and I was running good. And then about Thursday on the first week, the afternoon run, I felt something in my heel, sort of felt like a pull. So ended up just calling it a bruised heel and carried on. It was a bit of a struggle and we got through all of the second week, 4 days. Obviously, we had a day off on Friday, so that was a great rest day. But inside my foot was double the size and it was causing quite severe knee pain. So I went to the doctors there to get checked out. And obviously I'd done some damage in the foot, which was some tendon damage and fractured heel plate.
Okay, that's not good.
So, but in the spirit, went and got some imagery on Monday. So I've missed Monday and Tuesday with the 42Ks. And then on Wednesday, it got sorted and sort of made a new plan. And we've been on the bike Wednesday and Thursday doing 42Ks on the bike. And I've got I've had 3 friends from work that would never have joined in the challenge. They've come and joined in and done sections on the bike. And it's been quite eye-opening to see the people that would actually put themselves out of their normal comfort zone and come and jump on a bike and join in.
Good. So as Matt Sherwood, a TMCP coach, would say, adapt and overcome. It feels like you've, this has happened. What am I going to do about it?
Yeah, well, failure is not an option in life, right? We all got to carry on. So it's just brainstorming and thinking, all right, how are we going to get through it?
Yep. My suggestion to you the other day when I caught up and asked how you're getting on with it was, what about some rollerblading? Would you be able to do that? I'm not sure if that's even an option because it sounds like you've got a pretty serious injury there. You're doing pretty well to even ride your bike.
Yeah, it has been a struggle, but with a high pain threshold and the bike's actually quite manageable.
Okay, good stuff. Dangerously high pain threshold because you ran on it for about another week after it happened, Rhys. So. So
sometimes the mind's stronger than anything else, isn't it? And the fear of failure is quite a, I think all multi-sport athletes and all of your athletes will know that the fear of a DNF is actually hurts more than the pain that you're in at the time.
Yeah, that's always the C goal, is just whatever you do. The A and B goal might be out the window, but just somehow finish it off and get to the finish line as best as you can, even if you have to crawl. So what do you...
And I think anyone in your team that knows a bit of multi-sport knows there is some crawling from times to times.
There is. Crawling is okay, as long as it's moving forward, it's not stopped and we haven't thrown our bike off the cliff. Cool that you've been able to obviously get a few other people on board and have some conversations. You're also doing some fundraising as well as part of this. I don't see... Can I see a Mo? I'm not sure if I can see a Mo there. No,
I done the mow last year and it didn't really suit me, so I think I'll leave that to the people that can grow it properly.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm sitting. Was it 2 years ago that the mow happened, and I think it's we'll tick the box, say that I've done it and moved on. It wasn't pretty, and you got a bit of grief from a number of different quarters.
Yeah. No, the mow's definitely not my thing.
Yeah, nice work. So where to now? What's your plan of attack from now? Like, you've got some more imagery, some scans to go on to figure out what this foot's doing. What's your plan for the rest of the month to finish off your marathon a day during November?
Well, as you know, we get pretty good at dealing with problems and issues. So we've got sports med and MRIs for Monday. So we'll just that last little bit to see what we're going to do and where we're going to go. It seems to be healing very well and being a lot easier to walk on now and stuff. So we're going to keep up the Ks with the bike, keep that going and keep the people joining in and keep the fun happening. And then if possible, at least later on next week, when we're getting near the end of the month, I might try and run the last one. So if anyone's about and wants to come and join at Hagley Park, we'll try and at least the last half marathon, get into it.
Okay, so I'm just looking at my calendar here to figure out what the date of that will be. So you're doing it every work day during November. So the last one will be Friday, the 28th of November. Is that correct?
Yeah. Friday the 28th, the afternoon, about 5:30 in the park. Start from the old sale yards and do the 2 figure-8 loops of the park.
Okay. And are you doing, and you will have done the morning as well? Or is that the whole...
I would have done the morning and then it might be a bit of a hobble or a walk or a slow jog, but the goal is to get through the last marathon on the last day and keep the struggle going.
Yeah, good stuff. Well done. Hey, thank you so much for joining us, Rhys. Well done for having a crack, putting yourself out there. And as we, like, a lot of times when we, I guess, share stories, it's all amazing awesomeness of people achieving and succeeding. Obviously, you're still on the path to achieving and succeeding, but it's just looking at a slightly different angle, and definitely got a good story to tell out of it as a result of what's gone on so far.
Yeah, well, I think anyone that can complete a marathon has a good story, right? We managed 9 before, before we had to change that. And, hey, that's still a pretty good feat. And then, we'll keep the distance up, and who knows, we might be able to crack 10.
Yeah, good job. Good job. Reflecting on what's happened, any key learnings from the month that you've learned, picked up, taken away from this that you maybe didn't expect coming into it?
Gear, shoes. Shoes are probably the key thing for our feet and stretching. Possibly could have kept it going longer if I had maybe changed my shoes or had a couple more pairs ready to be running. Because maybe they got a wee bit harder than they could have been. And the other thing is probably stretching, because Hagley Park's a harder surface than I'm normally used to running on. maybe keeping those joints, muscles and tendons a little bit more limber might have been a bit of a key thing for it.
And a little bit of grass verge action as well, sort of running on the edge opposed to the footpath that's around Hagley Park might have helped as well.
Yeah, I tried that, but that park seems pretty firm.
Tried to find some soft spots, but turns out it's pretty hard. Yeah, maybe it needs to be a winter goal. Maybe studs around in some mud.
Yeah, no, being more of, trail and off-road runner, I think that definitely made it a little bit harder for me, and maybe I wasn't quite prepared for that. So I think a key thing I'd take out of it is train on what you're planning to, do your event on, and that could be a big key to success.
Yeah, that's right. Well done for giving it a crack. That's the main one. Just lining up, and let's see what's going to happen today. But all the best for the next week or so. And Friday, the 28th of November, at about 5:30, something like that. You'll be left in the park. Finish it off.
Yep. No, that'll be great. We'll get in there and hopefully get it done.
Yeah, well done, Rhys. We'll check in with you again, and look after yourself and keep up the great work.
Thank you very much. See you, Richard.
Cool. Well done. And thank you for joining us on today's podcast. Great to be able to share Rhys's story. There's lots of different events and adventures going on there at the moment. So all the best for your weekend. Have an awesome time, and looking forward to seeing you out there and seeing what you get up to. Until next time on the Team CP Quick Connect podcast, Richard Greer, over and out.